No, I'm just kidding. I just have my stuff
Oh,
in the
no, I
back.
like your background. I'm
But also the bottom
waiting for
row.
Rob to pop in. Oh, shit, are we live? Hey, it's Abby, MotorCityNerds. Hi to all new subscribers. Wait, now are we live? I don't know. This
It
is
says live.
I've
13
never done.
seconds
You know I've
live.
never done this, right?
Yep.
So this
So
is
we're just winging it.
And we're gonna talk about True Detective, episode 4, 2 girls, 1 True Detective episode. I don't know, I thought that was funny. And I don't know, maybe we'll get a better name as we keep going. But we're gonna get into shit. We are gonna get into shit. Thanks for coming on, Nicole. Just so everybody knows, Nicole's one of my oldest friends. And I've been having a lot of fun theory crafting with her. And Nicole, I want to give you mad credit because never in my life have I had a friend drop a Godfather reference on me ever. I remember I tried to make people at Rachel T's house all sit around. It came on and I was like, oh no, leave the Godfather on. And then like halfway through, what did we get to? I think we got to Michael shooting the cop in the main thing happening.
I mean, it's a little dry.
Well, I mean, and then
hard.
And then I like Rachel said, like, I have no clue what's happening. And I'm like, you're right. I should have never said keep this on. I'm having a good time, but the other 9 people down here smoking this blunt are not. But
they're not paying attention either, which you kind of have to do. It's kind of like a Lord of the Rings. Like if you don't pay attention, you're lost.
I mean, you've been around me forever. You know how I am. And so you hear my ramblings all the time. Like last night when Nicole brought up the Godfather thing with the oranges. She was like, oranges have always represented death. Don Vito Corleone gets oranges and then he gets shot up, right? Then, I want to say today, I feel like I saw today. Yesterday, she says, no, I think it's going to be 3 people who get offed because 3 oranges got dropped on the ice.
True Detective.
Yeah, so in True Detective, 3 oranges got dropped onto the ice. Then I'm like, hold up, rewind. You brought up the Godfather. That was absolutely correct. Then at the end, just to throw it in there, Vito Corleone he's peeling an orange. And as he's putting his mouth playing with his grandson, I was like, oh my God, Nicole's totally right. And then, but how many oranges does Vito Corleone drop right before he gets shot? 2. How many main people in the family die in the Corleone family in the first Godfather? 2. Sonny and Vito. And they're the big guys. Like Sonny was supposed to inherit. That's why Michael takes over because Sonny's not there. So I'm like, maybe
I just thought of something though.
Navarro, maybe?
You know how you just said the family? Do you think it's the 3 oranges for the mom, Navarro, and her sister? Because it's between them. And how you just said the family died in 2? I literally just thought of that.
Okay.
Because there's 3, the mom, her, and Navarro. So is Navarro going to be now the 3rd?
And like I said, this is just us. This is what me and Nicole
totally
do.
Theories.
This is how we text. So if you just want to hear us babble, we're going to babble.
I just thought of that though.
It could be that or like we say with our Catholic asses. 3 is a big number in religion. In a lot of religions and pagan religions, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Her name's Eve.
Odd numbers.
A fruit. And then, like I've been telling people, it doesn't have to be we're saying a Christianity message at all. I'm saying we're going to get into the Darwin stuff. We have Darwin with science and evolution in life. Then we have Navarro, Eve.
There's
Adam
something spiritual
holding a fruit,
going on, though.
And
like
she's involving it all. Spiritual stuff. But 3 is a huge number in Christianity. 3 is a huge number in Celtic stuff. It's huge. 7 is another one. You know this. Harry Potter. 7 is the most powerful.
7 is a lucky number.
Yeah, that's why there's 7 in the Losers Club of Stephen King. 7's the most powerful. My grandpa's most another religious thing. There's 7 archangels. 7. And what do we have here? 8 people went out on the ice. 7 are dead. 6 are and 1 lived. And so we have 7 there too. So there's 3 and 7 coming back. But I'm not going to get crazy with that. But I'm like. Now that you say like Father, Son, Holy, or not Father, Son, Holy Spirit, mother, daughters, and then 3, I'm like
they're all in line, like in the Godfather family.
Right.
Just a thought. I mean, it could be also.
Jodie Foster's the pseudo mom of Pete and Navarro and Leah. So it's like, but then we also have Hank. We have Hank, Pete, and Darwin. And I think Darwin's going down.
That's true.
But Father, Son, Holy Spirit. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's something. No. There's something.
Oh no. But then, like I said, that takes away from so 3 fell. Oh my God. So 3 fell onto the ice. Oh my God. No, I think that might be a thing.
There's something.
That's something. Now let's get on to this one that I thought randomly, I don't even know what you said, but I was like, what if Rose is a Tuttle?
Yeah.
what if Rose left that family
Well,
and
and then
snitched it all out to Rust's dad and him?
she
And
says she worked in a university or whatever, so that means she's involved with schools.
also,
Is my thought.
they run everything. If it's Texas,
But if you're a Tuttle, wouldn't you want to go work at a university over a little like elementary school? Like, because you have money.
well,
Like, she's not going to
what if you're just
go.
in the family and you don't do the weird shit, and
Well,
you're
that
just
too.
like, I became a professor, and then you're like, wait, I found out you guys are doing weird shit, and
Or
I'm out.
maybe the women aren't involved.
Right? They seem to
Just
not
might
really
be
like
the guys,
you
but like
know.
where they have an inkling and they just shut up to keep their money, kind of like when you're dating a mob
Well,
boss or something like
it's
that.
really crazy, Nicole, because I think this show has kind of shown women getting put down and murdered and preyed on a lot. So, that could be a thing. I'm just saying.
But she did say she worked at a university, but she didn't say where.
Didn't say
Which I
where.
was waiting for.
Yeah, I was waiting for
no.
Louisiana, and I was like, okay.
Tuttle or his dad.
Well,
or mom, I mean.
Okay, I think Tuttle had houses where Baton Rouge, Florida, and
Probably
somewhere else.
everywhere though. He's like a billionaire.
Right. And that's what they say in season 1. We don't know how high up this goes.
Exactly.
But I'm like, if it's Louisiana, that's a connection. But like me and you were talking about in person, maybe Rose really is Rust's mom. Because if you were going undercover with the cartel and were scared and doing craziness, I might lie and say, I don't know where my mom went either. So if she says University of Texas, which would also be a nod to Matthew McConaughey because he's a professor at Texas University.
Know where.
I don't know. Texas A&M, whichever one you got, Bevo or Bevo the Bull. I'm waiting for it to go ape shit in your stadium. That's all I know. But that'd be a cool nod. But I'm like, what if it really is Rust's biological mom? And he gets
He has a lot of his characteristics. The like just how she is. Side. Yeah. And like
the way she runs her mouth, the way she's lighting up weed and cigs and stuff. I'm like, come on.
Or what if it just was like his not biological mom, but just like his like you know what I mean? Just how she said because she was around with the dad. I mean, there's something
obviously
weird there.
But I'm like, if they say a Texas university, I'm gonna go, you might be like actual mom here. And then I was and I'd rather just tell people I don't know where my mom went than risk her getting hurt. Because I would do the same thing. And then if they say Louisiana, it's just a connection there. And then is season 3's Arkansas, right? Who butts up to Louisiana? All I know is that it's a state connecting to Louisiana. And I'm like, we got weird shit going on.
Because it's not Alabama, it's Arkansas.
Okay. No, I'm thinking that might be the thing. And like we were saying, I don't think we'll get like Rust and Marty walk. Honestly, I don't give a shit. If Rust and Marty walked in like a sitcom,
it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. I'd be like,
it'd be really cool.
I really don't care. They're here and it makes me happy. And that's bad to say because we want this caliber of show to stay great. And it's like, don't just willy-nilly do it. But I'm thinking we are on the money with saying it's going to be, because I always thought in season 1, he didn't actually go see his dad before he died.
Yeah.
He was running around making sure that he was throwing out leads to make sure that he could go undercover.
But now he actually might have.
But now it's like, did you actually go see your dad?
Because his dad died and was sick, which was probably from the water.
Well, especially
his dad had leukemia.
Well, guess who else walked onto the water? The sister.
Yeah.
Like I said, me.
But I think his dad.
We're not going to get into the Chiefs fans. But death ain't bad.
But I also think his dad may have did that to go on his own terms.
No, I'm going on my own terms. I don't want to say too much online because you know how my mom is.
Yeah. But I think that's how he did it. Because if you had leukemia, you know what's going to happen.
He has told me a million times, Abby, just pour morphine down my throat. And I'm like, that is murder. And all you're ever concerned about is getting the fucking whatever you have put away that we're not allowed to even know about. And they're really going to, that's murder. I can't do that to you, Mom. Oh my God. But like she always says that. And you know, after you see enough people die, and I say this all the time.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, shit, I've ended up in ICU. I've almost died. And it's like painful, cancer ridden. That's shit,
from
man.
Your stomach also. Not from personal like choices, fun or anything. Well, I guess it would be personal.
I'm like, I got the flu, and then they're like, no, ma'am, forfeit your
intestines are dying, and
oh, by the way, your brain's on fire.
Yeah, eating themselves essentially, or whatever goes on.
I have the flu. Okay.
Yeah.
Never believe me when I say I have the flu. But I'm like, no, that's a noble way to go out. But I'm just like, it would be a really beautiful scene to get if we got Russ just saying. But you also know
The
I'm
other
a
reason I
sucker
have that
for
on my
good dad.
mind is I started watching The Bone Collector last night.
Oh my God, wait.
The
Wasn't that
fucking 19
was the
with
guy
the
from Angel in that?
Denzel Washington.
Oh, the movie.
The movie.
Okay, never
He's
mind.
on his deathbed and wants to go out on his own
Right.
terms because
Like,
he's like, I'm fucking dude, this is it. Like, I have one finger in use and like my head, and that's
My
it.
favorite character in Game of Thrones is Robert Baratheon. Like, give me something for the pain and let me die. Straight up. Just let me go. But that would really be a beautiful scene of having Rust and his dad back in Alaska having a moment, like a flashback right before he goes down to the ice.
Like, and where he's telling him about this.
Cut back to Rose or some shit. Watching them from far away or something.
Or they're in that damn trailer and he's like, look what I showed you.
I'm telling you,
something along that.
Off rip, I was like, this is evidence. Someone's protecting this.
Okay, so you know how Rose is spiritual. This is off kilter. Do you think she almost led Navarro to the trailer spiritually in a sense? And Navarro's
you think someone's controlling the spirit? Because I don't think that's a thing.
I don't know, but Rose is like super spiritual. And if she knew about the trailer, she didn't say anything to Navarro somehow. But Navarro found it, which is good. I don't know.
Nicole,
there's so much in there.
I feel bad for people that are going to watch this and are watching. Hello, everybody. Oh, shit, there's comments. I'm so sorry. I never go live. Oh my God, Big Yale, hi. Wherefore by fruits you shall know them. Wherefore by their fruits shall you know them. Oh, Bible quotes and all. Yeah, but dude,
Pete is the catfisher.
Dude, someone tried to check me on Bible stuff, and I was like, dude, I'm fucking hardcore. I'm hardcore.
No, your mom taught catechism. There's no going around this one.
Ruined by the time you were 9 from Stations of the Cross. I don't want to hear nothing.
Unless you passed out in mass from having to stand up, sit down, and
when a kid got a hefty incense.
Dude, I remember going home and having to explain to my mom, like, I felt dizzy in mass today at class. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I don't know. Just because I was in like kindergarten. So you know how, like, imagine Tommy explaining to you he passed out.
No,
he's like, my eyes went black, Mom. And she's just like, yeah, well, at least you're fine, right? I'm like, I don't want to go to church. Yeah, I just didn't care.
Did they throw water in your face? And yeah, it's going down. But anyway, no, they've been doing a lot of Bible stuff. I don't know if anybody knows this story. But just so everybody knows, my mom taught catechism. My mom hyped the Bible, like the way she taught us, like read us stories. I'm like, the plagues, like that's my shit. But there's a story of Jesus casting a demon.
The beginning scene of the whole series, essentially what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they run over the edge, and they all die, and it's like casting out evil, right, into the swine, yada yada yada. And I'm like, those caribou are giving me mad. We need to get the evil out of here, Jesus stuff. And like I said, none of these things.
Suicide.
Whenever I bring, just so everybody knows, whenever I bring up religion, like or people's cultures or what they believe, I'm putting that all in the same category here. I'm going like spiritual, whatever, other side. I don't care what you believe. There's something, you know what I mean? And but no, tons of Bible stuff. And somebody tried to check me on that. They're like, it's an apple, and I was like, it's not, because they don't specify what it is. They just say it's the forbidden fruit. And then like me and you were talking, I'm like, wait. And then thousands of years later, they got red paint in Europe. And they went, we really want to use that.
Start painting it.
We should use apples. That looks like it'd be good. And then Walt Disney did it too and said, hey, apples, that would be a cool thing to use for Snow White because they aesthetically are pleasing. And now they're associated with that. But no. Dude, people think, a lot of people, Vicky says Pete is the catfisher. A lot of people think that. I think it's Kayla.
I've read some of the comments. I can get why you could say Pete because he is like his dad's.
Why are you wearing blue?
I didn't mean it's just because it's Dunder. I didn't mean to, but it's Dunder Mifflin. Oh, sorry, I'm off on my sides.
I feel like it's
on purpose. Honestly, it was one of the only clean sweaters I had that also didn't have like my work logo on it because I'm not rocking that. But
no, my nephew was coming over, so
we did not plan this.
And I'm not evil, and I don't
should show our text. That's not at all what was being shown.
I'm not in a cult. What were we saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, Pete, though.
No.
I mean, he is a piece, like, but like my dad's a piece of shit. But I wouldn't catfish him.
Pete is too good for this world.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing it.
Pete is the nicest guy we've ever gotten in a True Detective series.
It'd be if like you said, I could see it being his wife.
It's Kayla.
Or I don't know if they're married. Are they married?
He's got beef with them. I think she's really in on
baby mama.
She's really grooming Leah. She's hardcore grooming Leah. And I'm like, that made me so sad. And if you're, I mean, Kelly recently active member of a murdered and missing Indigenous woman and girls. I'm telling you, everybody watch Wind River. It's a hard watch, but it's really good. And they do such a good job of showing like, and they're starting to do it here too, of like, who's got jurisdiction, because and it has like real statistics. It's very sad. It's about how Indigenous women go missing all the time and how it doesn't get reported. And even if it does, nobody gives a shit and all this. And it's horrible. And it's true. That's facts. It goes on. But like in the movie part of it, someone's really trying to report it. So the feds get involved. But then the reservation police are like, not your land, motherfucker. Let's go. And then the feds are going, and then cops are coming in, and then reservation cops are coming in. And it's that whole dynamic on top of what really goes on and how this doesn't get reported and how these women are harmed all the time. And this does happen in the real world. And I'm glad they're covering it here. And you know me, I don't want to go off on a rant right now. I want to keep it fun, but be like, everything's woke now. And I'm like, wait, women, do you want to know why we love true crime? It's because our whole life is true crime. And we might as well embrace it, because every day when we leave, it's true crime life.
It is.
But oh my God, I'm glad other people are picking up. I just found you one of my only 3 channels that I have informed interesting theories. Oh my God. No, thank you. All I want is to have fun. And the fact that Nicole's doing this with me, just so you guys know, is like big, because like she's not into Game of Thrones.
Not into I've never watched Game of Thrones, an episode in my life.
I always think they're nearby.
Never watched Star Wars except one time in school. So like
I call it my house addiction is Game of Thrones. Like, and George I like patterns. There's something neurodivergent in my brain. I like patterns. So the Game of Thrones, True Detective, like I love it. I see it. I love it. It's my favorite thing. But this is the first time my best friend's been like, all of a sudden she starts texting me. She's like, so what the shit's going on? Yep. And Hank's doing this. And I was like, dude, we're doing this. So between the Idaho 4 case texting
and then this
with the real world and this is all, and it's a lot of fun doing this with you, Nicole. So thank you for doing it. But you've pointed out a lot of things and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't notice that. You know what I mean? But what I was just thinking, to add on to the Rose thing really quick, what if the reason what if she is in the Tuttle family somehow?
Yeah.
Got away. And what if she really is Russ's biological mom? Then that would be nuts. Then it might be too soap opera-y for me.
Yeah, I didn't think of it that.
But I'm like, I do think either, did she work at Salal? Okay, professor, writing articles, super smart.
Good point there.
She's goals though. That's what I want to be.
Oh yeah.
Like when somebody left a mean comment on Instagram.
What about your theory too about her dinner?
Oh, I'll talk about that in a second.
Great.
When somebody left like a mean comment on Instagram the other day, you saw it, and it was just like, you're gonna end up alone with no spouse and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah.
Dude, I just want me and Hobart.
That's the plan so far. And then I see Rose, and I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
that's what I would. This
icon, great, coming in all by herself.
Right. And can we just And I love this.
You hate that?
I'm one. Callie Reese. I love boxing. I love fight, and she's killing it. Like athlete gone actress, she's doing so well. But having older women actresses banging, putting on dresses, looking great. Looking good. We don't
like talking about her sex life positively.
Showing it at all. Yeah. Even showing her and Russ's dad in bed.
Good.
Because you don't, oh, nope, you're past 45.
Don't want to see that.
Pretty. And it's like, okay, what's wrong? Okay. But so I like seeing that a bit. And I truly believe that Jodie Foster's banging everybody so that everybody hates her. And they're all like, nobody tells her nothing.
Yeah.
But no,
it's just like a typical guy who is in that position. What guy who's like a top detective isn't banging everyone usually?
Like said,
and now it just seems so different because it's a woman, which is bullshit.
Yeah, look at how we look at Marty. We're like, oh shit, you're screwing up, Marty, and we love his wife, and even his side chick. And I love. I always mix her name, and I love her. She's Mayfair, which is Alexandria Daddario. Mm-hmm. She's great, and like I was saying to you, we should want to pull the Goodfellas on her and go, you got a whole room, whatever. But we don't, because she plays it in a way that's like young, naive, and you feel bad. And she's like, Marty, beat it. Like, I fell for your shit.
Yep. She realizes it, and it's like, I'm out.
Yeah, and some a-hole's always like, oh, I'm going to leave them for you. No, they ain't.
No, you're not.
Is my nephew yelling for me? But yeah, no. But yeah, look at how we look at Marty, who's busting in your apartment and beating the shit out of dudes that you want to see on dates.
Who actually might be a good guy.
Jodie Foster's banging. No, can't have it. No, Jodie Foster's bang whoever you want.
Do whatever she wants, yeah.
Oh my God.
No,
Hi.
no one cares.
Oh my God. Victory Catholic School. You know it, dude. Man.
Yeah, I think we all are.
Dude, yeah, Kayla. What if Kayla's the catfisher? No, man. I'm telling you, like I said, when you went, I don't know if it's like this in other states.
Well, and
If you
Kayla
went to
too.
public school,
Yeah.
you had to go to catechism and do your sacraments as a Catholic to play
Yep.
when you were younger, like before high school,
Play
like
basketball
middle school
or sports,
you played
which were better
CYO league,
sports leagues.
which was a better sports league.
Yeah.
So we had to go to catechism to play in the better sports league. And then Father Jeff really loved sports a lot, and my mom was the coach. And so he'd be like, hey, once we were supposed to rotate, but there's only like 30 kids at St. Mary Magdalene. And they were like, can you and your sister come and just run through this and do this mass real quick? And I don't think people who aren't Catholic know, like, it is a stage play. It is a production.
Oh, yeah.
Father Jeff is intoxicated every time. He was cool. He was an awesome priest. I really liked him. My sister was too tall for the regular robes, so she had to wear the under thing from the priest, and it was gold and shimmery. We're in like 7th grade, and this is a true story, and then we'll get off of this. And like I said, it's a stage production, but on holidays it's different. 11 a.m. Christmas mass, packed house, filled house. I was like to my sister, I'm like, I don't think I go get the book yet, and she's like, yes, you do. And I went to make a step, and Father Jeff made a face, and I don't know what was up with E that day. But I was like, man, and I on my mom, I did not punch my sister or hit her. I tapped her like that. And I was like, I told you I wasn't supposed to get the book yet. It's a holiday. She turned around and cold cocked me in front of the entire church and knocked the entire thing. I'm talking chairs skirted, everything. It was before communion. We still had to finish the game out. We still had to finish the production.
Didn't even bless the
communion. Everybody stared. And
like.
I remember I wasn't afraid of anybody else, but I looked and I knew my grandma was there. And I turned and I just saw my grandma going like this. And I was like, oh my God, grandma's going to kill us. We finished out the mass. Then as we're walking up to get cussed out, this elderly man with a giant gold bee necklace came up and was like, are these your daughters? To my mom. And she was like, yeah, why? And he goes, they are the most entertaining and only reason I come to mass. And we were like, got it. And my mom was like, well, thanks a lot. Like, and oh my God, no, my sister cold cocked me, right? Oh my God, Catholic life. It gets you. And then they wonder why we like crazy stuff. I'm like, you had me looking at Evil Dead imagery this whole time. Oh, Rivers of Blood.
Oh, they have on the walls. Crazy.
Like I said, I'm not hating on other people's stuff, but I'm like, at least when you're Catholic and you go to church, you're like, there's so many interesting things to look at. There's so many wild things happening in here. Yeah, right. Okay, back to the show.
Rose's dinner, though, that you have a really good theory on, or at least like the way it was set up.
You're gonna make me say the words. And like I said, Roach, my really good friend, he's on Medical Mondays. If you're into the cannabis community and you're in Michigan, you should check them out. Even not if you're into the cannabis community, Medical Mondays. But Roach has helped me out with a lot of things on here. But his first language is Spanish. And they're fooling us with that Portuguese stuff. We'll get into that.
Not Spanish at all.
His first language is Spanish, so it's different when somebody doesn't learn it and they just know it, you know. So I'm already gonna get reamed apart for saying so many words wrong.
He knows like the slang and everything. Like he didn't learn like the proper, like not that.
But I already know I'm gonna get torn
like
apart
how we
in my
would
review.
Learn it in school, where it's all like this is the proper way.
Honestly, I'm praying to God. I'm praying to God that he doesn't watch my review because I know he's gonna make fun of it. But I'm gonna pronounce it the best I can. El Dia de los Muertos. And I should be able to pronounce it better. You know how many times I've dated.
Day of the Dead.
Yeah, and we call it All Souls Day or All Saints Day, but their tradition, and I like that the most, I really do, is just leaving out stuff. And I always told you to do this. I was like, put shit in my pockets, send me away. I put a pack of Newports in there, give me a Bic, put a Monster in there. If I'm not buried with a monster, what was the point? And yeah, so I like that and leaving things. And that's almost how Rose is. That's who she, like, where you get, like, did you get dressed up for Travis, or are you like me and you're like, I love Christmas, I don't give a shit, and you're an icon and you just want to be dressed?
Comment about the dead being, what is it,
so
not being loud? Was that it?
Yeah.
Did you say? Being so loud. So she's aware that they're out there and she keeps talking about the dead.
Well, you dressed up awfully fancy, but her spread was awesome. And it's like,
her spread was phenomenal. So it's like, why did you do this?
Everybody does like their traditional holiday stuff. Everybody does like the comfort thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like part of it probably is that. But I'm like, the way it was set up, it's like, it looks like you're expecting guests. Yeah. And I think the only guests you expect are dead. What if she's dead? What if Navarro's just talking to has she talked to anybody else but Navarro? No, she reported the bodies. Never mind.
Yeah, she did. And they said Rose, whatever, reported
this is getting way supernatural. It's because, like I said, I think
it's supernatural,
But I think they're really tricking us. They really want us thinking it's something like that, and then it's like going to be nefarious something. But I do think that there is a spiritual element. The bear.
Yeah. The bear.
See the bear, fearsome size. All the worlds are held within his eyes. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever gone live. So yes, Alexandria Daddario is fire. She's great. I love her. And I love her in Mayfair Witches. And she's in True Detective. She is so good in that season. You don't hate her. You're like, man, you're dumb and young. And yeah, and then I was talking to you about that scene when he's like, don't make a scene at work. And it's like, you just rolled up to my work. Are you
right? Like,
right now? And then, like I always say, I don't know how normal workplaces work. So
I mean, that could happen. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Nicole, can it? That to me is like, oh, you're not threatened with bodily harm every day.
I mean, it could happen.
And it's job you have. Oh, you don't have a rat infestation? Thank God I'm not in Chassis because there's a raccoon infestation. But anyway, let's get back to this.
Office, yeah.
It's almost like she had a spread out for people she knew were coming.
Yes.
And made people's faves. Like a mom. And that's a theme through this whole thing is being a mom. And I'm really thinking you're onto something after saying that Father, Son, Holy Spirit thing. Yeah. Well, not exactly. And like I said, I'm not trying to say like, oh, it's biblical.
So
yeah. And like I said, 3 and 7 are the most powerful magical numbers in everything. So that's a good one. But do you want to talk about Darwin? Oh yeah, people think Pete's the catfisher. Pete, if you are catfishing your own father.
I mean, it's only messed up because he's taking his money. Is where I would, but he's taking his money and like making him go broke. So that's where I'm a little bit like, dude, you're gonna have to take care of your dad. So that's where I'm kind of like, I don't,
yeah, Pete's
you know what
nice.
I mean?
He's too nice.
He's not gonna let his dad just go be homeless in Alaska. That's my only thing. That's the money part. Like being like, oh,
honestly,
and like,
I kind of think,
yeah,
I kind of think that will.
Couldn't you see it being like a drug addict?
Guys, I riot. Okay.
What if the catfisher's one of the drug addicts though, because they need drug money? Like, you know what I mean?
Who?
Like any of the drug addicts.
I thought you were making a reference to real life. Never mind.
No, like what if because they kept needing money was my biggest thing. Remember, because he's like, I have a little bit more money to send you. My mom's sick, but like we keep thinking there's meth and stuff up there. That's just
what not to be. I mean, you know, I'm not being rude when I say this, but it's like addicts tend to do what they have to. We'll say they'll do whatever.
We know they will do whatever they want.
I'll catfish you, but I feel like Hanks is personal.
Yeah, there's something.
And that's why I'm like, are you playing fantasy football, Jodie Foster?
It could be Jodie.
I think Jodie Foster's only on Tinder to see I think she knew about. I think she saw Annie on there. Yeah. It was like, or knew Annie was on there.
Saw Annie, or she saw Clark.
She's like, okay, so what creeps and how many people could be on there?
Well, that's true.
We live in a pretty cold, desolate place most of the year, but not that.
There's only like 1,000 people to.
I mean, I get it. Like, no. Do you want to know what? I'll tell you guys a true story. My ex was a hunter. He was really big into hunting, right? And he was like, I'm gonna go do the old frontier French beaver hunting shit up north. It was like a 30-mile thing. You know him. I'm like, you smoke 2 packs a day. Shit, you mean you're gonna go do these beaver old school thing? He was like, he called me halfway through and was like, I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, it was like 30 miles, and they had to like. Do you know how much an adult beaver weighs? He had like 5 of them on a sled. They're like 60 pounds when they're fully grown. They're like 45 to 60 pounds. And I'm like, oh yeah, having fun?
That's dead weight.
2 packs a day? Dragging a sled full of beavers? Oh yeah, because you thought you were frontier man. So I think some people think like, oh, I could go out to Alaska and live. But I really want to see the Iditarod. But I'm telling you, I would go out, watch the end, and be out. And I want to see the Northern Lights too. But I'm like, man, this is a desolate, scary place.
Yeah.
And I'm loving the night country vibe. But I kind of even felt like that thing at the end was like, we got it. It's in the title. It was creepy. It was scary, Pet Sematary. You're coming at me, but
yeah. Loop back.
We've been in the night country,
yeah.
But the idea of that and the way they show it, and I'm not gonna lie, and you know me, then I'll go down a tangent, like the artistic comparison to season 1. And if you watch Interview with a Vampire over here, which shout out to Interview with a Vampire crew, I love it. We cover it over here, but Lestat has some really beautiful lines about New Orleans and how it's alive and how it's like the moss and everything like that. And True Detective season 1 says things like that too, but it's blatantly shown with the camera. You know what I mean? It's green, it's lush, it's alive. I'm terrified of Bayou people. It is my worst fear.
They're cutting the grass there. Well, there's no grass.
Dude, let's talk about the grass.
Well, no, wait. Loop back to what the food was for. Someone asked because you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so bad at this. This is
you didn't finish it fully. So, well, that's why I'm here.
You're the best.
I was reading the comments.
I think there will be a real world explanation. Yes, there's going to be a real world. I think because people are, I don't know. I keep trying to do a video on it and I don't
think it's going to be spiritual. I think they're just trying to freak you out. Like how they had someone run by in the first episode, like, which we don't know is Clark or
it's not a
Otis yet.
monster.
It's
It ain't
not a
no
monster. It's gonna be a
monster.
person.
Do you know how mad the fan base will be if that's what they did? Like,
because it completely switches everything.
Right. Like if you
now you're entering Stranger Things.
I like
it's a totally different
I respect what everybody
than
believes.
season 1 of True Detective. Come on.
Nicole, when you text me about the Cardinal and I was posting about the Cardinal at the same time, I'm like, no, man, Cardinals are a sign. They're a sign from the afterlife. I believe there's something out there. I can feel it. Nicole does. Like, if you can believe whatever you want. But I do like this, and I do think women are more in tune to it. And I think men, and even the ones we know, in real life, block it out hardcore and struggle with it a little bit and don't know how to handle it. And we're like, what do you mean? It's a sign. Get over it. We get them all the time. But even in that first episode, when Navarro walks past Rose, I don't think a man, if my uncles were all outside and my mom went, I talked to Tommy Moe, my dad, they'd go, what, Amy, do you need to go to the psych ward?
Yeah.
But if my aunt or me or you, and she was like, I talked to Abby's dad, I talked to dad, we'd be like, hold on, what? I think women are more likely to go intuition, whatever. And that's why I was like, it's not so much that, but I like that they're doing the spirituality, other realm stuff, but not fully. But I was like, it can't be all the way. And this is what I mean when I say,
well, it's not true.
They're using the culture. Then. I loved the comment I got where it was like, but how are these whiteys getting to trick these people? And then we find out Salal's been there forever. So how long have you been out there? And then we find out, I think those nomads know. Some of you are in on that. Or like signed a deal with the devil, maybe. You know what I'm trying to say here? So you're not all on the up and up. And that's why we're out here and we are what our people are. And you know what I mean? And I'm not saying every single native person in the town is bad, but I'm like, no, let's turn it into a cult. If you're told you're right of all people and of all the things, you're up on this pedestal. That's what cults do. Yep. So it's like now why would they believe these whiteys? I don't know. I might believe a bunch of, if we're scientists with all this equipment and we know everything. We're the best in our field.
All your beliefs from years.
You're right. You're the best. You're above all.
Your gods are right. Things like that.
Gods are right. All of that. There's proof of all of it. You would go, okay. And there might be a few of you that would go, let's listen to more of what these jabronis have to say. And maybe there's a nefarious thing. And I was saying before, because I did think the Carcosa symbol might have been, because it looks more swirly here in certain spots.
It's a little different.
When it looks more rigid.
But also different people are drawing it.
Right.
Like, but you and me aren't going to draw the same squiggle.
Through mythology and everything throughout history.
Also,
a lot of times,
the southern version of it might be different than the northern.
Medusa's
the way it's transverse.
Medusa, the mother of monsters, and the Gorgon, and just evil, and Perseus had to go cut off her head because Perseus is a hero? Or was she a victim of assault and all these things? Like, there's different ways. Was Achilles a gay that you killed his lover and you started a war over your love, Paris? So it's going down now? Maybe that's written somewhere. But then also maybe it is his cousin. But okay, I don't know anybody goes that hard for their cousin. But anyway, I'm just saying, maybe this symbol somewhere else was something good. And they figured that out. And they went, well, we want to do it for this gross reason. That would also be the desecration. That would also be the bear, the guardian coming forward. Darwin. Wait, let's see what people are saying. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't finish, though.
Did they say decades? Did they say decades? No, for real. Did they say decades?
You did not finish the part about what Rose's food was set up for.
No, the dead.
The dead. That was essentially it.
Yeah. Like LDO.
So she was putting out like
if I keep saying it so jacked up, I'm telling you, I'm never going to hear the end of it, Nicole. You know how Roach is. I'm not going to rip on you. The Mexican holiday, Day of the Dead, because like I said, he's going to tear me apart either way. But it gave me that vibe.
Like she was setting up food for like potentially Rust, his dad, or like her mother.
If I die,
like their favorite meal.
Wants to put stuff out. Don't even put food. Put a monster. Put Doritos and
I would say a bag of chips,
and a pack of Newports and a lighter and an ashtray, and I'm good. We're good to go.
Maybe a joint,
dude. If you could find a Four Loko, just for old time's sake,
I have one left.
But yeah, that's
I don't have it, but Erica has one of the originals left. I'm dead serious.
My sister has a pallet.
We used to have a bunch. Well, that's what we did. We stocked up in my freshman year of college. And
raise your hand if you almost died on Four Loko. Um,
I'm pretty sure that's why I have so many stomach problems now. Like, I'm dead serious.
I had 4 feet of my intestine cut off. I don't know.
Why do you think? Dude, that shit's not
I don't know.
But yeah, no, I won't drink it obviously anymore since I'm
You think
sober,
Pete's Nice is a cover? Pete's Nice can't be a cover. That will break me.
It's too nice. It's too much like our one friend.
No,
you know
I'm
what I
telling
mean?
you. Okay, here's the reason I think Pete can't be too
Unless
nice.
he's a sociopath.
I think by the end, Pete's gonna be really hardened. And like,
I think it's gonna fuck him up. Like whatever happens.
No, but he's gonna be like, I'm ready to go now. Okay, I don't like keep comparing things to the Dark Tower, but I'm like, he's like, I'm a gunslinger now. I'm a real true detective now. Now I'm on to this. And I truly believe because in season 3, we have the documentary lady show Hart and Cole and say that. And then the second they said Arkansas, I'm like, I know the South. But I'm like, they're ass up to each other, right? And I was like, oh, Louisiana, Arkansas, we're buds, right? We're right there. And then, the years too. I want to look into that more. But I know they wanted to tie it together. And so then when we got this season coming, I'm like, no, I'll take it. Jodie Foster, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I don't care what it is. Jodie Foster is the icon of this genre, and we respect her and we bow down to her. It's cool with me. So I was geeked. But if we get a season finally where all of these people meet up and are like, let's take them down. I think half of them or 90% of the group would die, and definitely Rust. I think maybe Marty would be the only one to live because we would be too sad about Woody Harrelson, but or Pete. But I'm like, no. But I think Pete's gonna be. I think Pete is genuinely nice, and he's gonna be. I think Darwin's gonna bite it.
I think that's the way they keep referring
or
back
Leah.
To
Look at how him and Leah are like brother and sister.
That too. And that would affect Jodie more than Darwin.
Well, you're trying to make it look all nice, and you're trying to trick people and Jodie Foster's trying to trick people, and everybody's getting tricked about, oh, she doesn't like their culture. Yeah. No, she knows it makes them vulnerable, and I guarantee you, they purposely cast Leah, the actress playing Leah, and the actress who played Annie Kay to look similar. They had to, because she's reminded of that. And she knows it's a vulnerability. Her son was indigenous, or her husband was. Like, she doesn't disrespect it. She's playing a role and going. She's
protecting her from something.
She knows that it makes them vulnerable.
She's trying to protect her from that damn call.
She lost Holden. She has to protect Pete. She has to protect Navarro. She has to protect Leah now. But
she's kind of already losing her. But
Pete would be hardened and pissed and very affected by Leah, and also super affected by Darwin. Yeah. How about Hank trying to come over for Christmas? We all got to deal. We all have to deal with family we don't want to see. Suck it up, Kayla. There's 30 people in this town. You're going to have to see my dad at the store and stuff anyway.
Like,
so
do you think Rob
and Leah being a nurse.
All those years?
God damn it. Kayla being a nurse.
Yeah, and she works in the hospital.
Together. And I'm like, and I was saying this to Nicole, when your town has 10 people in it total, I'm sure it's in your hospital. It's probably like, hey, you better know how to deliver a baby occasionally, and you better know how to give an IV right occasionally, and you better know how to do this, because I guarantee you it's like, hey, you might have to cover the ER for a second, and you might have to go into NICU for a minute.
If someone gets sick, there's not many
but just like with Game of Thrones, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, fuck maesters. I hate the maesters. They're dirty, sneaky rats who kill the guys in the gray robes who get all their letters and stuff. No, dirty rats. And anyone that are good, they get sent to the wall, like Maester Aemon, or to the north. And they're like, they're crazy. They got into magic, but they're the ones who birth your children. They do all this stuff. They help the Targaryen family die and kill off the dragons because they're like, science, 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 salal, salal, salal. Yeah. I don't know what's happening, but they control whether or not your bloodline continues. And they can just go, oh, it's a medical problem. I'm the Maester. I know. Anybody who knows how to heal you knows how to kill you. And guess what? People were real quick. And I don't think it's just because she was indigenous like them and all that. I think it was also, we trust her. I'd rather go give birth in the back of Annie Kay's house than the hospital. So what do you creep? Why do you creep to the hospital?
You want to go to the hospital? Well, look, I feel like when there's maybe a stillbirth, they just let it go. Like,
I was going to say, it doesn't not work. And that's why they go for it. And then all of a sudden, maybe it doesn't work. And then they go, okay, well, where's the next youngest? Holden. Where's the next youngest one? Darwin. And then when Kayla's like, I know you didn't, when Pete's like, you never even wanted him. Like, and that's the other part that makes me think Pete is good. But like I said, he's going to be changed by the end of this, but I think it's going to be changed for a way of going, no, I'm really going to dedicate myself to this shit now.
No, I think he's going to turn into like Rust, where he's just like cold and like
Yeah.
just a detective. Like
Oh,
that's
and from
always
Alaska.
yeah, just but you know what I mean?
What if
Just
all of a sudden it turns into a prequel and he's really no, I'm just kidding. This is
that'd be some shit.
I didn't say it was up there for 18 years. Am I making?
No,
all
it's
all I know is
decades.
that, but you guys could be totally
They
right.
said decades. I know for a fact. They
Did
said
they?
they've been up
Okay,
there for
all
decades.
I remember is when, but like I said, I do think Jodie Foster's playing dumb about things.
But also,
when,
does that mean
she's like,
different
they've been up there
scientists have that
forever.
means different scientists have came in though too? Because for decades, those guys in there were pretty young. Some of those scientists in there were close to like
Well, we know that. Well, with
30s.
Otis being there, we know that they've changed groups a bunch of times. So that's why I was like, was Rose?
They must
maybe
be
Rose.
changing
Maybe
group.
Rose was in the first group. Wait, what year is this taking place in? Do we know?
I think it's like present day.
Because if she, what if Salal happened to start, I don't know, in like 94, 95, or maybe like what? And wait, I think the years for season 3 are even earlier than that. But Dora Lang's 95.
Yeah.
And all of those things. So I'm curious what year Rose came out. And like I said, I'm curious what your name is. Is it because with female characters, are you going by your maiden name?
That too. That's why she could.
And then Childress is a big name too. The Lighthouse. Can we talk about that?
Well,
Mom's like, you're totally wrong. She just wants me to be wrong. I'm telling you guys, she just wants
you to shut up about it.
She just wants me to shut up about it. You're right. She's like, shut up. I just hear blue and orange all day, Ab.
Couldn't the lady of the towns too last name be different?
That's right. That's why I first thought of it. They make it very clear to say her last name a bunch, like, oh, Kate, and I still don't know it. I keep wanting to say Kate McKinnon, and that's a person.
That's what I keep wanting to say too. That was like what I first like my head had just ran with that. It's not that at all.
It's now Kate, but it is now Kate McKinnon.
That's what I'm referring to. Yes, it's not her. Too bad she's not the actress playing it.
That might not be her last name.
She seems to be the breadwinner, though. Like how, because she's running it, because the husband's not there.
Oh, like, you think she's in full charge?
She's like,
she wears the pants in this business.
But it seems like she's like, so she might be the daughter from that family or something. He doesn't seem to be, which almost makes me think she would keep her maiden name. But also, if you got married in the 90s, that was such a thing.
Weird that you say that. It's because me and
women of.
No, me and Steve, mom wouldn't give hers up.
It's a thing. Like when you're like, it's a thing.
No, I was. Somebody asked me that. Steve asked me that. He was like, "Would you do that?" And I go, "No, I'd have to hyphenate."
It's a problem, for me. I want to hyphenate too because I'm like, sorry, like I've worked. People know me in my industry.
Well, that and hell no, it's my father's name, and I'm not letting it go.
Yeah, it's a thing. So, but yeah, that's why I was like,
oh my god,
you kept her.
Oh my god, people introduced each other to my channel. I've never done a live before, ever. I think I'm shocked by this, and I'm oh my god, you guys have no idea. Like the reason I started this, I always wanted to have other people on. I worked on the assembly line, and that was what we did. Was like yell up and down the line, like, "What are you watching? What are you watching? That show sucks. What are you watching?" And like it was fun to do, and like. I like hearing people's takes, and I'm just loving that Nicole's really loving True Detective right now. But it's fun just going like, what do you think? And what do you think? And you're like, I just like that character because they said, I'm going to fuck you up. And I like that character because they're blue. And those are valid reasons to all like characters. And then you can know every little thing. But that's the fun part about it. And I always wanted it to be like, let's all just talk about it and have fun. And I need to do lives more and get better at it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is our first run, everyone.
Yeah. And we're like, is 2 Girls, 1 True Detective episode funny? Because we think it's funny.
I thought it was.
Okay, can I talk about, I don't know if anybody else felt this way, but when Leah's storming out and Jodie Foster throws the turkey out, I'm like, it just reminds you of all the times you were a total
dick as a kid.
Monster to your mom. And you're like, I wish I could take back those terrible 15-year-old. I mean, it's a rough time.
We've all been there.
We throw a period in there. I grew up with all women in the house. Does that make more sense to people as to why I talk the way I do now? I'm the youngest. I'm the smallest in the entire family out of women. You better talk fast. You better talk loud, and you better get it in there.
You are the smallest.
What?
You are the smallest.
Yeah.
Wow. I never really put that into perspective. Yeah.
Oh, have you seen my...
Oh, no, I've seen them. I just never
imagine like, my mom's
brain, like it never never came to like fruition when I like look at you guys. I'm just so used to the family. Like, I don't know. To me, I don't see it.
I skated my whole life. That's what I was saying too. The skating lessons. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Are you going to be on the take? No. We know how to skate by the time we're like 3. If you get ice, it happens.
Yeah.
If you are white and live in a place where there's ice,
how much better
you learn
can those
how to
kids get
skate.
at skating? They play
Why
hockey.
the shit didn't she keep me in hockey? Do you see these shoulders?
Yeah, you could have did some boom. You should do roller derby.
I have 3 pairs of roller skates. You know
roller
this.
derby,
I
dude.
went through. I mean, no, I can freestyle on everything. Everybody, if you guys want to put on freestyle music,
I can roller blade like.
I want to start doing it to lose weight, but let's get back to this.
Yeah,
Leah.
What part are you on?
And we keep thinking there's a mythical monster. Oh my God, Vicky, I love this. To me, when Pete said to Leah that his dad is a monster raised by a monster, that was the ticket. If they don't run with that, if they don't run with what that does to a kid, it will be a missed story. Like, that's going to make me cry right now because
it's true.
Mark.
How many people do we know that this has happened to, though, in real life?
Right. Mark.
Yeah.
He never had a chance.
No. But it's true. Pete, too. It seems like his is pretty.
And this is why, Nicole, and we're not going to get into our personal life, I can't look those people in the face because it's not going to happen. Because it's not going to happen. Because I'm not going to look your dad in the face. And you never spit on people. Spitting on somebody is grounds for.
I mean, it's
to get beat down. Like you that's what you don't spit. You don't do that. But I'm telling you, and you know me, I don't do that. If I saw his dad, I'd spit in his face. So a monster raised by a monster, I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I've been trying to tune out the dad beating him stuff, everything because of our personal life. Maybe I've tuned that part of it out, but that's a great catch.
But
and like I said, a mythical monster. There is no actual mythical monster.
Yeah.
I think I'm starting to think She's Awake is about Navarro. They've been wanting her to wake up this whole time. Start from the other side. Or Jodie Foster, or both of them wake up. It's not about being
It could be Jodie Foster too, though, because how she's
all
like, it's not real. Like she knows something's there, but she's ignoring it hard.
Okay,
like, she's yelling at Navarro like, "Woo!" Like the voodoo, like whatever she says. Like I don't know if it's voodoo, but she's basically making fun of Navarro. Like you're fucking crazy, essentially. But that's you admitting, it's there.
Oh no, she don't. The last episode, she admitted it was there.
Like you know something's going on.
You saw something.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to admit that and I really love the conversation about losing their moms because like I've been saying in my reviews, like there's been so much about motherhood and then it's like, oh wait, everybody going, meh, it's female led. We're going to say we don't like it for one reason, but the fact of the matter is it's female led. And I'm like, no, the themes in this are about being a mom, no matter what, and protecting them no matter. And like I was saying in my review, I'm like, and you know, I might not have kids, but when you hear like a baby crying, like in a hospital or something, it's like
you want to go help it.
Yeah, because evolution's like go protect them. Women, I'm not saying men don't all have this, but women, we naturally want to protect the group. I mean, look, even when we were younger, look at the shit we got into. It was never because of things. It was because we were like, we're trying to take care of all of you, you stupid idiots. I know you want a hand job, and I know you want to go smoke a Black and Mild and pretend you're cool under the train tracks.
Yeah.
But we're just trying to keep you all safe and out of jail and not getting your hearts a little broken. And then you're yelling at us saying we're starting drama.
It's an instinct.
You know what I mean? But even when we're young, like it's rave mom and club mom, like you naturally want to protect the group. Like, but come at me all day. Don't come for the people I care about. And I love that with Jodie Foster and Leo with this, where she's like, fuck with me. Yeah, well, okay, she shouldn't have done this. Now, I want to know if people dipped out on Leah.
But they did. They dropped. That's the cult.
Yeah, but who did? But I mean, we would have ran too.
Well, yeah, because you're gonna you're gonna leave behind the kids.
I was the only one who got away one time. I've never seen a girl that big move that fast.
I'm sorry. We all know we're gonna fucking dip. I'm out.
Right, but I'm like, it feels like a setup.
It did seem like a setup. I think they did it.
No, stop. No. Oh my God. Just so everybody watching knows, this is what my friends have to deal with all the time before I refine it for you guys. What was I going to say? Fuck, I'm losing it. Initiation. Was it a test for an initiation?
Was it an initiation? To see, like, are you cool or are you?
Said, walking up to somebody, I don't give a shit.
I think you don't remember when she first goes to the first meeting, they hand her that nasty ass water. I thought that was LSD water at first, and she was gonna be like, chug that bitch, and then be like,
waiting on a spinal. They keep showing you washing your hands.
Well, no, and then Jodie Foster went to wash her hands, and it was the same color, and I was like, oh, they're handing out the water to be like, this shit's not right.
I'm assuming. I mean, most drugs can. But we know LSD
something
can
from the
absorb through your
digging,
skin.
but something from the mine too is what's causing that water to look that
They're
color.
Batman Begins in that
and
water.
For anyone who wants to be like, people aren't drinking water, we live by Flint. That's a real fucking thing. You will drink water out of water bottles. You do not drink your tap water.
Yeah.
Like, so
Guess
who
what?
anyone wants to say
I hate water.
Real, that happens. It's not that far from
I
us.
just
It's
hate
happening.
water. I avoid it at all costs, and then
Like,
I just force
because of these things, literally only drink out of I do. I won't drink my tap water. So,
but anyway,
but mine does not look like what's on this screen.
But I got what they were saying. I understood what they were saying. They were like, "What do you mean nobody could ever drink water?" I'm like, "That's." I go, "No, because okay."
I'm not saying you don't drink water, but you're making a point of the show that people aren't drinking this water.
This. I'm sure you've heard it on the channel or in person. If you're new here, I say this all the time. Film is an art form. It's pictures on a screen moving. We can only go off of what they're showing us and what we can hear. When they do things off screen, that's why certain things can be an issue unless it's done correctly. But that's what film is. And if you're only showing me these people ever hanging out at the bar, and you show other characters like Navarro, like her sister, like even Hank has when they open up one of the cupboards, all have bottled water or are opening a bottle of water. You're specifically showing us that. These minors, you don't. I'm sure they do drink bottled water, but this show is meticulous enough to do that. I still think the boyfriend's shifty.
Yeah.
The dogs are whimpering around him too much.
Something with that damn homebrew. I'm sorry.
Who stole the rock? Bucket boyfriend?
He has it. I thought he has it in his hand.
No, or did the boyfriend snatch it? Yeah.
I thought the boyfriend has it in his hand when they like screen back.
Wait, we got a bunch of stuff. Monty G. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Wait, organism. So what is this?
Organism. I think they might be hearing.
Okay.
So from what
could be like the thing. I don't think that's what's making them crazy.
I think what's making them crazy is potentially drugs.
Well, remember all these girls were like going to that revival, and the girls were going to that revival with. Remember, what do they always remember? And like I've been saying, and I'm not going to get into it with the Brian Koberger case.
If you had bad acid,
when I found out that Brian Koberger was 6'4", I was like, that's a big dude. Now remember what they all say in True Detective season 1. He was the tall man with the scars. But they're like going to the revivals with him and like getting messed up and writing weird journals at first. They didn't immediately, some of them, get taken off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
well, and if you're doing drugs, you can get conned into a lot. I mean,
and honestly, I might run around and be a junkie so that you don't chop me up and twist and shout me in the ice.
Yeah, so you just think I'm crazy now.
I might risk it. I might call it a day, but like I said, and that's a theme too in season 1.
I think there's some light or a sound even out there. Because like, imagine if you heard some like high pressure sounds that causing you to like your ears to bleed and shit. That you like, what if it's so high pitched?
That is a gross thing to me.
I know it's gross, but you're all the way out there in the middle of nowhere, and Navarro's ears were bleeding when she was sitting down there.
So no, that's what Pete said. Pete earlier in the episode says the victims of the Otis one had burned. He had burned corneas, but they all had burned corneas. They had inflicted bites.
Yep.
And
which drugs could cause
and
you
then
to
what did you just say? And ruptured eardrums.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
that's what they tried to say with the that real case in Russia on the hill where the people got killed in those weird spots, which they already figured it out. They figured that out already.
Wait. In the real world?
In the real world.
And the outlaws or whatever, and they cut out their tent?
Correct. Yeah, but they already figured out how that happened. But also that first they were saying they thought it was a high-pitched sound because they were in military territory, they thought. At first, they were like, did a military thing go off? And they're like,
hey, Nicole, do you want to go out to freezing cold temperature? Here's things I'm not going to do. I'm not going down on the Titanic.
I'm not going down there.
Because you're an idiot.
I fucking hate water.
I'm not going that deep in the ocean ever. I'm not going to space.
But there's crazy things that it could be.
Let me die.
Sound is what I'm saying.
Die here.
Sound.
Going to the polar, I want to see the Northern Lights. There ain't no way I'd ever do no shit like that. Like, no. I'd hear a whistle and cut out of my tent and run too. But
no, that was their
clothes were folded. Did we ever find their other shoes? Does that even matter? It doesn't even matter.
But it's weird because the sister did the same thing. She folded her clothes the same fucking way before she walked out and committed suicide. Yes, she didn't cut herself. So from what we know.
Okay, so the lighthouse thing. I'm pretty sure the schools in season 1 that TUTTLE owns are We Like the Way. Oh, wait, let me answer this organism thing real quick. I think there might be something.
There's gotta be.
I'm worried it's going to go through that dog he was fixing earlier. The one that he's like, oh, don't get in fights with big dogs. She's whimpering at him and stuff. Yeah. And we're supposed to think you're whimpering because you're fixing the dog. But I think she's whimpering because maybe the organism's in her first And that's exactly how it starts in The Thing. I don't know if you watched The Thing. Maybe you and Rob should crank it out. But I think it is something that might be passed, or it's the drugs. And LSD can be absorbed through your skin.
Yeah. That's how Jimi Hendrix had it happen at freaking Woodstock.
Also can too if you like leave it on long enough.
A lot of them can, because that's how they get drugs into prison.
And I'm like,
that can be too. It can be like liquefied.
I think they want us to think it's just dirty, like, because like that happens, mines and all this stuff, and oil rigs, and then they jack up people's Flint. It's the pipes. It's not even anything like that. But it's
just came from Pennsylvania, where fracking is a thing. It's a real problem.
Right. And so it's like you just, so real world problem, you go, oh man, this thing
money trumps it all.
Right.
You're pulling millions of dollars. But I'm like, you don't care.
No, you want us to think that.
Yeah.
Maybe they have more control over the water system than we think. This town has 30 people in it. Like, the systems can't be that crazy, right? Yeah. I can't wait to see under the ice. I really can't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How far are they digging too? Because like you could be hitting. I don't know what the fuck's down there. I'm not a scientist.
Not to, like because the scientists will know. Is anybody a scientist? Did you guys know that what they're doing in True Detective? I honestly, I kept thinking Alien vs Predator. I don't know if you know that one, but when they dig down in Antarctica, and then that's the pyramid where predators are awesome, or kamikaze themselves. Although a 20-pound turkey for 2 was overkill. I thought they were supposed to have everybody over. No.
I was bummed about the turkey. I was like,
does anybody know what this term is? We normally don't have Thanksgiving, but we lost my uncle last year who raised me, and then this year we lost my grandma, and so this is our first holiday without both of them. And I think it was just too hard on my uncle. And then I told them, I was like, don't put all this shit on my mom. We cannot have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's ever again. It's just too much. But have you guys ever heard the term, just for fun, what is it called? Splitchcock?
No.
I thought my mom was saying something horrible all Thanksgiving Day. It's when you take all the bones out and cook it. Just so you guys know, it cooks in like an hour. Because I had to make 2 20-pound turkeys this year, and I'm like, that person's absolutely right. That is way overkill. Oh, I think Lund was a good dude. Because that Oliver Takako's, notice that he doesn't say anything about his other coworkers. That would be like me going, Omari, fuck the rest of the people.
Yeah, like he was maybe trying to get out.
UAW dead because no one gives a shit. Local 600 should be gone. But is Omari okay? So I'm like, that's the only, and immediately he said that. That'd be like if something happened, they were like, oh, they went out. I'd be like, and you were there. I'd be like, Nicole?
Yeah.
Like, is she good? So I think Lund was a good dude. I really do.
I agree.
Oh my God, Monty G, thank you so much. Yes, Nabes. When Pete said, oh yeah, the monster thing's a good. Oh, thank you. We're doing great, Nicole. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet Nicole. Yeah, Nicole's great. She was
a random package. I like.
You want to know what Nicole's like? If you watch Sailor Moon, which she doesn't, she's like Sailor Mars, and Sailor Mars is my favorite. But she's very like, you're being an idiot. She's the Ned Stark to my.
I don't have time for bullshit, dude. Like,
no, well, I'm the one who's like, let's run in and do it. We're doing it live. Fuck it. And then Nicole's like, maybe we should make a plan. We can still do all these things.
I have anxiety. Like, let's no.
Abby, you're being out of control. Stop making 75 spatchcock. You know what I'm talking about?
Spatchcock.
The caribou. Oh, wait. Do you mean the caribou dying or the caribou running off the edge? Because we were talking about that with the Bible. Is this going to cut me off at an hour? If it does,
I'm not sure. I don't know how it works. Should we wrap up with an hour?
I was going to say if it does, it might. But okay, no. Going to
Pete was the catfish.
Dude, going to space is a fake story for me, no matter what. I doesn't matter if it's real or not. Fuck that. I ain't never.
I'm not going. No. I'll stay here and ride it out, even if it's bad.
A lot of people think Pete is the catfish.
I know.
Not my boy. But no, I
don't think it's him. The money part. I don't think it's him.
Pete has brought up a polar bear.
I hate my dad, but I ain't catfishing his ass. I don't want to know all that.
Listen, this might cut off in an hour. If it does, we'll be back in a little bit after Nicole's work meeting because she's doing this in between a work meeting. But Pete,
gotta do what you gotta do.
This is what I mean about men tuning it out and women being more in tune with it, with the other side. And they're seeing a polar bear. She's holding the polar bear, but I'm pretty sure Pete has brought up polar bears twice, but one specifically, because at first I was like, no, Pete's good. You guys are wrong. I'm cheering for Pete. He brought up a polar bear, which means one's trying to talk to him, but he's a man. He's like, I'm not going to allow that in, but he says it. But do you want to know what? It's not a nice thing he said. So maybe he is bad. And he was like, he brings up about the bodies. He goes, if Pete's the killer, I'm gonna be mad. But he says like a polar bear got in. They had to run. And
what, if Pete let the polar bear out? No,
he makes a comment about like, what if it was a polar bear? Yeah. Then they would have they might have cut their way out and ran. Yada yada yada. And if we cut out, I'm sorry, but we will be back. But it might not even happen. Watch me, like it's like Y2K. Oh, we're good. Right. We're good.
Y2K. It's Y2K.
It's like Y2K. We're old.
What a time.
Oh my
Sitting
God.
on your couch thinking the world's gonna end, and then
Dude, did anybody else's parents make them take a shower before midnight because they thought the water was gonna get turned off and you had to fill the bathtub with water?
What about 2012? We keep having this happen. Does anyone ever think that maybe the people writing these stories just died off and the story
I don't know
ended?
how old my audience is. It really scatters, but I was born in 92. And I don't think any of us really thought we were going to make it to adulthood because first we were like 8 years old first I had to watch Terminator
Y2K.
2. Well, first I watched Terminator 2 with
9/11.
Yeah, with my sisters. And I was like, that's going to happen in 97. And I'm
School
scared.
shootings taking off.
Oh, dude.
Legit. Just put that in there. It was happening, but like not where it was on our brains.
So I went from seeing fake things and also being like terrified of New York. Remember when they scared the shit out of us of New York until the Ninja Turtles showed up? But no, and then we got Y2K. Then we got, 9/11, where we literally watched New York fall. And then we had, like, they tried to scare us with swine flu. And then they were like,
no,
go to college. One. That'll do something.
One.
Don't learn a trade.
West Nile. West Nile was a big West Nile virus, too.
Oh, yeah, West Nile was big. No, but then, then 2012, like, we just kept getting told wrong things and that we were going to die. And then they were like, so it's like,
oh, you graduated from high school, go get a job. And you're like,
I'll go to a factory. What? I'm glad I did that because now I have no skills. Do you want to know what skills I have? Cussing out bosses, having calluses, and I don't know, having a specific skill set.
I can help anyone with their packaging needs. Advertising
She's
myself.
Not kidding
right
about
now.
that. She's actually not joking about that. But anyway.
I have a degree.
Where is Pete's mom? Murdered.
Good point.
I do think she's murdered. I think
Hank murdered. They're not even talking.
Pete murdered his mom.
Where they don't even bring. Oh no, they just say.
You guys got me thinking the worst of Pete now.
No, they're saying about how the mom left. Remember, because he keeps being like, "Oh, your mom left us," but that could just mean I.
That's what the dad says. Okay,
throw her out in the ocean. Who the hell would know?
Okay, I love Deadwood. If you guys have seen the show Deadwood, where there's a theme in that, like in Blood Meridian, where they're like, "Go slaughter that family and make sure it looks like Native Americans did it."
Yeah.
And then we're going to scare everybody. And I'm Al Swearingen and I'm awesome, but also terrible. But Saul in that is Hank in this, and I love it. But I really did feel bad for him. But I when the girlfriend didn't get off the
I don't know.
plane.
Hank,
I don't think
he's just stupid too. Like he's just
he's
kind
a
of
chump.
Like a dumbass.
A chump. You're a chump. That's why I thought Pete asked him, like, were you sending money because he was young? Because that is the most accurate line of dialogue I've heard in a long time was, I'm not a hacker. Yeah, but you're under 30. Right. I thought there was an emergency one time when I was on the assembly line. And like I've talked about, you can't just go off the assembly line. You have to pull a rope and your light blinks. And then you have to wait for your team leader to come and cover you so you can go do whatever. My mom's calling me over and over at 2 a.m. I'm like, so there's an emergency. I run outside. I'm like, Mom, what's going on? She's like, how do you get the damn Netflix going? And I'm like, like, don't do this shit to me right now. I'm like, it's already set up, blah, blah, blah. But oh my God, that was the funniest thing. But God, I really don't want Pete to be bad. I know. Okay. I really do avoid other people's reviews and things like I truly do. But I did see when you have like the news alerts that they think you give a shit about.
Yeah.
Like, and one of them was like, Jodie Foster's the killer. And then
you're talking about anything out loud and it picks up on it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You say one thing and then it's
now.
Like, yeah, right. And I like one video. Now my entire For You page is murder. I'm like, that's great. That's looking good. But some people think she's the killer. And then people were commenting that. They're like, I'm waiting for somebody to go, Jodie Foster made me do it. And I'm like, or is that to blame her?
Yeah.
Who do we think the three that we do think it's three? God, Nicole, the Godfather pull, man. That was nice.
Flint's water is still bad to whoever still has
did
somebody
ask it? Oh, yeah, no, Flint's fucked.
Someone put that in there. Flint does not have clean water. So if you've heard they do, that is a lie.
Hannah used to drive water out.
Yeah, no, they still do not have clean water.
No, it's bad.
And it's gotten to more states, or cities, which people haven't talked about, like Benton Harbor, it's in now too. So it's happening.
Officially, or do we need to say
no, it's officially. No, it is. No, it is. They have
people want our water though, and I'm not trying to be no conspiracy theorist on here. Like we talk movies and stuff.
I have a firm belief with
Nestle back up.
Michigan's going to become like the Bahamas because we have all the fresh water and it's getting so warm here.
No, that's Nicole, why I have a feeling we're gonna have to. I mean, I don't mean this in a violent way. We're gonna have to David Koresh ourselves up here.
Oh God!
If the end of the world came, and Michigan stood together, where are you getting in at?
Yeah.
Good luck on Lake Superior. Good luck on Lake Michigan. Get sucked under by a riptide.
Oh God, yeah, Lake Michigan. Good luck.
Edmund Fitzgerald. Oh, Pete unlocked the phones. What if Pete knew the code to the phone the whole time? Because you guys got me thinking Pete's evil now.
Yeah.
I can't take that.
He did figure it out.
And somebody on Facebook made a status and said, "What if Hank is a Tuttle or a Childress?" And I was like, and I'm like, no, because wouldn't he have money at least? Because I always thought
sending all this money to.
Yeah, but if your family's connected like that, you're like, send it out, right?
Yeah.
How do rich people work?
I don't know, unless he got written off
for
some reason.
Rich, you could just call your family and say, send it. Like,
yeah. I would think.
But anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But God, now you guys got me scared. But Pete's mom, I think Hank killed her.
I'm onto that. The way
or she figured out too much, or like, okay, this is what I mean. I don't think Hank's evil.
Yeah,
Are you on the take? Are you looking the other way?
Yeah.
Is that scummy behavior? Nicole, have I been dealing with some scummy cop behavior that I don't really appreciate? I don't really like when cops go, "Oh yeah, we've known about that."
Yeah.
We've known about that, yeah.
Well, and like how we didn't.
And what are you doing about it, asshole? What are you talking about?
Like, he didn't take the tip from the hairdresser seriously. Wasn't it the hairdresser?
No, dude. The best thing ever was the Mrs. Robinson quote. Was when Jodie Foster threw the drink in his face, and she's like, "Well, she was sleeping with the whole town." I'm like, "Oh yeah, she was. I don't care. I'll bang every dick in this town. If I get murdered, people are gonna find out who did it, asshole." Like, oh my God, man. Like, but I really did like that. But I think Hank is gross. I don't think he's the greatest human being, but I don't think he's actively involved in all the things. I want to know. Kayla's got mad beef with him. And I mean, everybody's got, you know me, I cut a whole side off. They can kick rocks and flip flops, So I get family is complicated, but you better believe I still have people that come into my house on Christmas Day where I'm like, you're lucky that your children and me are BFFs, because I'm going to go play Transformers because I really, really want to hit you half the time. And it's Christmas. So I'm going to suck it up, Kayla, especially when it's somebody's parent. But then again, like I said, I'm a sucker for like when Iron Man gets to talk to anytime anybody gets to talk to their dead dad, feel the dreams, all that stuff. I'm a sucker, but I don't know. So that's why I'm like, if we got to see Russ do that with his dad, that'd be cool. But also like, something's up. Yeah. Something's up with this family and the dads and but then I'm like, oh, we got Pete better not be bad.
We have till tomorrow at least. We only have
dude, I am so dumb. You guys don't know what it is? It's because I stopped giving a shit after the Lions lost.
Same.
And you want to know the worst part? The worst part is we're used to shit like that happening. Because I
know it was such a letdown. Like it was like this happens every year, but at least like I think it was just more because we made it so far.
Nicole, we were in what grade in 08? 10th, 11th? That was like when you like really care. 10th? Like really start to care. Like you already care. You have to care here. If you don't care about the Lions, buzz off.
Yeah.
We hate, Calvin Johnson.
Actually, 9th grade, maybe? I don't know.
No, it was 08. 08 was the 0 and 16 season.
Yeah, but that's like 9th or 10th grade is what I'm saying.
Nicole's dad was head of security at
for a long time.
We got to walk Madonna in. It was a big
My
deal.
dog used to run on the practice field when it was cold.
He used to steal their gloves. Not steal, but he would take the gloves.
Not steal, but
they would put all the gloves they were done using. Like,
yeah. Like, so, like, they donate shit, and, like, he would, it was...
Donate?
Donate. Yeah.
60 days of play? Oh, yeah, do we really need all these tiny shirts, Tony, for children that we were supposed to hand out that you took a stack of? Okay.
Oh, my God, yeah.
But Katie's going to wear it to school every day.
So great.
I'm just glad that Vicky knows what a splatchcock is. That just made my day. Your dad hoarded water? Dude, my mom made us take showers, fill all the tubs with water. It was a whole thing. Oh, no. Flint water sucks. Pete unlocked the phones. The equipment engineer was only interested in Lund if Lund was alive. Did he run because he realized he may be exposed? The nomads are running away from the virus.
That's a good one.
And he's like, I know what this is. I'm out like trout.
Yeah, because he did.
Can we talk about the Parker real quick? Because that's what I was saying. Jodie Foster thought that was Annie Case Parker because of the slit right there. Right?
I can't remember.
I thought she thought like the patch got ripped off.
That's what I thought too, because I thought there was the
whole ass with the big old smiley face. You got Annie Case coat on. And I don't know how, this is what I mean when I say things like when I was connecting the Dark Tower and I go, are there roses anywhere? And then I couldn't believe I missed it. When somebody commented and went, the woman you're calling Mary, I think her name is Rose. I'm like, where the shit did I get Mary from? Rose, really? That's like a huge thing. And I'm like going through all of season 1 on my Snapchat and I'm posting it. And I'm like,
which there were roses.
I'm like, there's roses on Marty's wallpaper. And I'm like, there's literally a character named Rose. And I've been calling her Mary for 3 reviews. Shit am I doing out here? And she's connected to Russ.
Maybe that's your real name and it's your inner telling you that. What if come the fuck out if that was her real name? You know how like when they're like,
where did I get married from?
I have no clue.
If that ends up being her real name, I'll lose it.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine
I'm becoming a TikTok psychic if that happens. Dude, Deadwood's the best. I made my mom watch it, and I'm like, it does say, okay, this is what I do with my mom. Because some people said it was weird when we were rewatching True Detective season 1. And I'm like, no, some things, yeah, it's always gonna be weird, no matter how old you get. Like watching weird shit with your mom, like Game of Thrones and stuff, or like True Detective was kind of, you know, there's certain things that's always in the head of your mom, but it's like my mom's a grown ass lady. Like, yeah, she watches Sopranos. You think my mom can't handle a pair of tits or something? Like, she's fine. I'm an adult. It's fine. There's always gonna be like weirdness, but they were like, you watch True Detective with your mom? I'm like, yeah, of course I do.
Of course we do.
I watch all this shit with her. She really loved that Percy Jackson show. She was really, really digging it. But I was like, Mom, watch Deadwood. If it's one thing in this house you don't disrespect, it is Westerns. That is my mom's thing. She made us one time when my sister had a basketball tournament in Las Vegas. We had to go to this thing called the Doc Holliday Ride, and we had to ride horses through the desert while the sun came up. And it was us and four Italians who couldn't speak English. They all fainted in the desert, fell off their horses. There was nothing out there. This is before we had like maybe had a Nokia phone. And I'm like, and Mom's just having the time of her life because they let her ride in the front. And I was like, yeah, because you're pretending it's Sons of Katie Elder out here. You're pretending you're John Wayne traveling with your daughters. By the way, she bought herself an $85 leather cowboy hat and bought us 2 bucket hats. Me and Lane look like doofuses. And I'm like, no, you're happy because you're in the front of the line. You didn't just see those Europeans bite it in this Nevada heat. It was like an 8-hour thing. Westerns are a big, huge thing in my house. Like, it's huge. And I was like, you got to watch Deadwood. It's so good. Yeah. And yeah, Saul is great in Deadwood. The guy who plays Hank plays a really good character in that. They don't pay taxes. That's how they steal it. That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. I think their terror says there's only a monster. We keep getting this monster thing brought up, though. Pete's dad. It was just that's true. That's true too. The terror would be in every man. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't think the scientist shit is the same deaths as the sacrifices. I think they're separate things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like I said, a lot of times I say things out of my mouth and then I'm like,
no, I don't think they're the same. I don't think they got sacrificed.
I think but I don't think it's involved,
but I don't think it's the same.
Watch her just be a Yeti come out of nowhere and I'm like, I'm a dipshit.
Yeah.
I'm a dipshit. Mom really wants me to be wrong. That was a $90 turkey. Yeah. And you hurt your mom's feelings.
Sure.
And like I said,
it was probably
okay. What's going on with that Ray Clark? Like I said, I grew up hardcore Irish Catholic. I was just talking about this with my friend last night. It's a bit like a cult. You don't break the rules. You don't go outside the family. You all do everything together. You have 85 cousins. I have 48 first cousins on my dad's side. And when they said Ray was from, they kept bringing up Dublin and they kept bringing up he was from Ireland. And then they said his mom just owned him. And I was like, did she? Or did she pull that Catholic guilt on you and the hardcore Irish Catholic life of going like, you didn't talk to me in a certain amount of time. And now I'm irritated.
Now you can feel bad.
Or did a cult get you to isolate yourself? Or like abusers do or cults do and go, oh no, you just need us. All of them are bad and we're good. And she was like, screw that. But also like, Ireland is a very close to spiritual realm. Halloween, all that comes from there. That's a very, it still is a prevalent thing. People, I've never gone out on St. Patrick's Day. Well, I was either working, but no, that weekend you clean your house because that's what I've been taught. Like, it's good luck. That's what you do. Like, there's certain things you don't do, and you leave your shoes out. And if leprechauns don't put candy in your kids' shoes, I remember I'd go to school. People would be like, "Why does that happen to you?" And I'd be like, "You're not Irish enough." Like, that was the excuse my mom gave us for why leprechauns were real.
You didn't eat enough Lucky Charms this year, bud.
But that was it. Like, she'd be like, "No, if people didn't get it, they're just not Irish enough." And I'm like, God, how many people did I say?
At least she had a good, like, you know.
Oh yeah, you better believe.
I
was leaving work at 5 a.m. yesterday, and I called my sister. I was like, "You up?" She's like, "No," and I was like, "Well, you better get up. Did you fill those kids' shoes with candy?" She was like, "No," and I was like, "You better go get some chocolate coins before the sun comes up because I'm stopping at the gas station for Reese's now, asshole."
Awesome.
I can't think Pete is bad.
I don't think he is. I think he's gonna, like you said, gonna see some fucked up shit.
I think he's okay. I don't think he's bad. You're right. See, I don't think Hank or I'm starting to think. I don't think Hank or dude she's banging, the other cop, Connolly, are evil, right? Because
no, I think Connolly just wants to get ahead. He's just a
well, that's why he got rid of her.
Douche. Yeah, he's just a typical douche.
I'm just gonna say, I know the feeling.
Yeah, we've all
really
been there.
Weird ways of getting fired and going like, huh, that's really weird because I'm way better at this job than you.
No, we've all been there.
And it's proven. That's really odd. That's really strange. But whatever. We'll call it absences. We'll call it that. Okay. But anyway, I really do think that he was just like, I want to get above. And I think but I don't know. One of them's got to be at least worse than the other because that scene when Marty and Hart make that guy watch the tape and he's like, it's the chain of command. It's the chain of command. And it's like, chain of command sucks because your fingerprints are on that VHS tape now, asshole. Like, I love that because it's like, you do deserve to get in trouble, scumbag. So when I say these things, I'm not saying like, it's okay. I'm just saying in my brain, they're not in the circle doing the ritual. Someone else left a really good comment saying they think the animal masks are going to come back into play. But like I said, like I went down a rabbit hole. I was cross-referencing Irish and Alaskan myths. Yeah. And like Banshee, Screeching, and there was another one that I'm not going to try to pronounce. I'm not going to try to pronounce any of these Alaskan words because I'm not trying to sound like a total dope. So it was a very similar thing, and it's always like women and all these things. And I was talking to you about this. If anybody's watched Game of Thrones, like or read the books, the wildlings, the ones beyond the wall, they don't name their children until after they're 2 because a lot of them don't make it. And a lot of times in places like the Arctic and things like that, a lot of their myths are a lot more like darker and scarier and things because it's easier to go, this god took my baby or whatever, or White Walkers than it is to go, it sucks that we didn't have enough to survive this winter. You know what I mean?
Kid didn't have enough food.
So yeah, it's like that all over the world, and it's just really interesting. But there were certain ones where I was like, ooh, the Screeching, the stuff like that. I really like it. And but there's definitely things there. This damn polar bear, my mom loves it. In the first review I did, I said that. I go, I don't think this polar bear is anything more than like.
No, it's protecting them. It stopped.
It's Shardik. I'm telling you. If you've read The Dark Tower.
Is it her when she's drinking and driving and she almost crashes into it? But it
Nicole. By the way, Nicole texted me in the middle of that scene, and I'm watching it when they called all drunk. She's like, "Get out there and do that."
That's you and me. That's you and me, 100%.
Literally. Just so you guys know, before I do videos and stuff, I'm like, Nicole.
Me being like, no, dude.
Do you want to talk about this true crime or do you want to talk about this show that I know you're not watching and I'm going to fucking ramble about it anyway? I don't know what to do with my life. But
I don't think Navarro and Pete could have the same mom because isn't she?
But I love their pseudo family.
But she's native and Pete's not. Pete's like.
I want to know who killed her mom, and was it tied back to Alaska, or are we going to find out her mom was a victim in a different season?
Is she part of the sex trafficking from Tuttle? Like, who the fuck knows? But she was crazy.
But, this is the other thing I want to talk about too, because this was crazy. Because same thing like I've been saying with Rose. Yeah. Like, I remember when I first met him, and I'm like. And I'm not being like disrespectful here. I'm just like, I have never seen like, I'm like, I know your mom is like a first generation, like immigrant from Mexico. Like, I know you're Mexican. I know Spanish to first time, but I'm like, why are you 6'5"? And you don't, but then I was like, what? And I was like, okay, you're black and Mexican. He's like, no, I'm Aboriginal. And I'm like Australian? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what's the difference? And he's like, well, one never originated in Africa, and it's like a super old. He's like, it's like whatever. And it's like it's a very interesting culture, and it's one of the oldest civilizations in ever. And so I thought it'd be really interesting to be like, hey, because I looked it up. I knew the thing about teeth with Inuit people. The way to know if you like directly descend from that is they had extra teeth in the back for a long time. Some still do, I think. I could be wrong, but their jaw is longer because of their diet. It was fat. It was so you needed more of that.
Fish.
But then I was like, okay, did their complexion stay because like the snow and the sun and it like evolution, Charles Darwin, and I look it up and I'm like, no, they were different from they evolved different from everybody else in the world. And that's why I was texting him about it, because he thinks that shit's interesting too, where I'm like, you know how they absorbed melanin and it was through their diet, and everybody else, like literally the farther away from the equator you get, the paler you fucking get, you know? Like, I'm Irish. I sizzle like a sausage. Like, it don't matter. I don't tan. I go red and black. Like, it is what it is.
So, yeah, same concept.
Yeah, but I was like, no, that's really interesting. And then somebody left a great comment. I posted it in my video, and I loved it. And it was like, maybe they're after their DNA specifically, their genetics specifically, tied to whatever organism they're looking for, because it's the beginning of life or whatever and all this stuff. Now, somebody, like I keep saying, I don't think this symbol started out bad. I really don't. I think part of it was good at one point, and now it's being used in a gross way. That's really what I think. Or got turned into something gross.
Yep.
And I don't really know how to word that correctly in the exact way I mean it. But it's like flip-flopped. And then and that's what's pissing the polar bear off. And I keep bringing up the Dark Tower. I don't know if there's any Dark Tower people here, but there's a bear beam. And its name is Shardik, but way back before the Dark Tower series, its name was Mir. And the word Mir to the tribal people there in this made-up world, in Stephen King's world, Mir meant the world beneath worlds. You could call that the underworld and the above world. You could call that this mine, and the Salal people are digging down into the earth, and they shouldn't be, and desecrating something, and the natural orders like get on it and fix this shit.
Be killing or destroying.
That's why the eye is jacked up. But all of the beams, they're multiverses. If you guys want me to make it easy, they're multiverses, and each multiverse has an animal protector, and this one's the bear, right? And they each have a saying. The turtle, if you've read It or any of those, see the turtle of enormous girth, on his back he holds the earth. His thought is slow, but always kind. He holds us all within his mind. The bear's is, see the bear of fearsome size, all worlds are held within his eyes. So I think if this gets solved in any way by the end, that eye's going to heal. And that bear's going to go walking off all majestically. But having a polar bear walk up to your door, oh yeah, the drunk driving thing. You want to talk about that? Because I'm an idiot. I really was taken back by the concern of the drunk driving, because I'm like, don't do that. That's not okay to do. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm like, we have cult murders, woman murders, crazy shit happening. We're in the dark for 50 million days, and we're all real concerned about the drunk driving. I'm like, there ain't shit out here. I'm the chief of police. I'll do whatever I want. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm like, I'm very taken back by that. And then you were like, no, the flashback that we haven't seen the car wreck in. I'm like, oh, that's why they're all like, you're going to go out and drunk drive? Yeah. Really? But I'm like, it's like, oh, shit. I would definitely be really pissed if I was getting messages from my dead kid and my dead husband saying I was murdered, and my car wreck was made to look like a staged thing. You staged it like he was drunk. Oh, I would make you all hate me too. You know me, Nicole. You know me. I don't care if it takes a week, a month, or 55 million years. If you do something that bad, I'll wait. Yeah. And it's like, I'll bang all your husbands out here until I can get mine and figure out what happened to my kid. I don't give a shit. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even put that together. Yeah. Or are they going to play it off like no, they're going to say, oh, he was drunk and he crashed the car. Yeah. But a cop would know that. If she walked up on it, you would know that. She probably, that's what I really think. I think she walked up on it first.
And thought it was weird.
And when this is not how you die in a car wreck. And then was like, what the fuck's going on? And then she was like, no, I can't let, something's up and I don't want to dig too deep, but I know something. Now I need everybody to leave me alone. And then she got with Navarro. And then that's what I mean here. She was protecting Navarro. She knows I'm going to go out and fight dudes. I'm going to go do what I want. I'm going to jump in my car and drive around the block, Nicole. and have serious situations happen because people are lunatics.
Yep.
And
but the polar bear saves her too during that drive because she crashes a little and then it like stops her from essentially smashing her car up.
I was wrong literally about everything in the trailer.
Yeah.
Navarro was the one getting beat up.
Wasn't accurate at all though.
No, but I mean like Navarro was the one getting beat up.
Yeah.
The orange, oh my God, the sister dying. Do you want to know what? No, because you want to know what made me really sad in the beginning? I was like, all I could think about was Katie, your sister.
I know.
Like, Nicole's little sister's like my little sister, and all I could think was like, I'm the youngest, so I was like, man,
dropping Kate off.
You guys have Katie like not okay. Man, that would break my heart so hard. That made me so sad. And then you can see that they're showing like people in the background,
like
and they're trying way too. I do not care what my mom says. They are really trying to throw us off the scent of the orange and blue. And I'm not saying that they're flip flopping. She's going, it's not flip flop, Dad. It's not flip flop. And I go, I don't think it's flip flopped. But all of a sudden, things like you'll think it's orange in the background, and then some of the clothes will be red.
Yep.
But it was also Christmas. But they've definitely eased up on showing it. But those Tuttle schools, were they called Lighthouse, or were they called but still beacons of light, whatever?
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
Thing. Yeah, I refuse. If you want to, you can.
I'll look up later. I'm like, I'll see.
It's still the same thing. But at first, I'm like, but then again, we're from Michigan. We're really big on our lighthouses. So I'm like. But a lighthouse is a good symbol. It's home. It's safe. You're here. You made it back.
Land.
But we have Rust Cole's dad going out and choosing to die in the sea. We have the sister choosing to go out and die in the sea. The sister's going to be a big one. I think they're going to get the body back. She's going to have the crucifix on.
I'm interested to see that. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that tomorrow.
What?
We'll have to talk about that tomorrow if they find the body.
Oh, no, they're bringing it back. The Coast Guard said it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's
in
the next episode.
Did you hear that?
No. I didn't hear anything.
Hold up 1 second. What? No, seriously. Tommy's here. You know I'm not fucking Nicole. If this happens on a live, I swear to God, give me 10 seconds.
Okay.
God, talk about something, Nicole.
I don't know what to talk
or the Godfather or something. You okay?
Polar bears.
Did you hear that pop?
I'm not good at this. This is all Abby's talking thing.
I got scared. All right, I love you, Tommy. God, now he knows I'm up here.
It's Lights of the Way Academy. So yes, a lighthouse.
Is it a lighthouse?
Lights of the Way Academy.
But there's no lighthouse logo?
I don't know what the logo is. I gotta look.
Okay, I don't know where everybody's. Oh God, let me check the comments. I don't know where everybody's from in here, but here, I know a couple people, but I guess it might depend on what you say.
Oh, also, I gotta drop soon, just so you're aware.
Oh no, you're fine. Okay, sorry.
Oh, we will be back, guys.
Yeah, we will be back. No. We'll talk about the lighthouse shit and then we'll go. Yeah, the hospital's taking babies. I think we're right about the silver thing. But
Light of the Way.
I've known people to check themselves involuntarily and they still have to stay 3 days.
You have to stay.
I guess it depends on what you say. Is it? But here I don't think it is.
You can't just leave, dude.
You want to go test it? You want to go have a grippy sock vacation?
Not really. But even if you go to rehab, you don't just get to
Yeah, good point.
Out. They
what's the shitty one? Never mind.
Oh yeah,
Cope.
no, but you can't just leave.
Come get me from Cope. I'm not picking nobody up from Cope. Stop calling me.
There's 100% no way you could just dip out.
That's why I'm but that guy, I don't know. The logo was blue, and I think I got good vibes from the lighthouse, and I don't know what green means yet. Where do people think green stands? Because green is really big in the first season.
Is what I would think.
Do you want to talk about this?
Building the empire?
Well,
kids,
okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Green can mean a lot. The other day when I Googled, it's on my TikTok. If anybody wants to know, orange. I just typed in what does orange mean, and it was faking it, being false. It can the negatives of there were positives, but the negatives were pretending to be something you're not, and all this stuff. And I was like, shut up, man. And then blue was connected to spirituality, and I'm crazy, right? Then I looked up green, and I knew that would be down to earth and stable and things like that. But then green also is for envy and greed and things like that.
Greed, yeah.
But green was such a pivotal role in getting the killer caught in season 1. And then we'll talk about this, and then I'll let you go. And I don't know, but God, I'm sorry that I got scared right there. But my nephew's here. I got nervous. But stay off the grass.
Yes.
Stay off the grass. Because at first I'm that's a real weird thing. And I'm I know Alaska thaws out. I know it's beautiful at times,
but I can't imagine
the place they're having it at. They're like I don't think it falls there. And I really like that dread shit. That was if you're an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan and you need to rewatch it. Rewatch it before the new series comes out.
I will.
Nicole hasn't watched it since it was on TV and when we were younger. And I'm like, you need to watch it. That was, and like I said, that goes to the theme of this big industrial man-made thing not supposed to be in this natural element. But it was an Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff. But we go in and I'm like, stay off the grass. Where you got grass at? But then I'm like,
what is it? Like, I
didn't even realize that until I reread my notes at IHOP.
Yeah.
And Timmy's never watched it. So I'm out to eat with my friend Timmy doing my notes. And I'm like, grass. And he's like, what? And I'm like, lawn mowing, the grass. And I'm like at IHOP looking like a lunatic. If I leave that notebook anywhere, I'm getting arrested.
Wait, the other thing is dredging is extracting material from water.
Oh, I know what a dredge is. Let me tell you, any Gold Rush people,
there wouldn't be grass. There wouldn't be grass there.
There wouldn't be grass anywhere here. I think we're too far north.
So yeah, that's the Tuttle reference with the lawn
mowing the lawn. I own this land. I've been here. My family's been here a long,
there shouldn't be any
time.
grass there. It's all frozen water.
And it's literally my worst fear. It's like a deliverance situation, and it's not even like it's that like the land. You know what I mean? Like it's like it doesn't even matter if I run because you're gonna track me.
You know where it is.
All of a sudden, 5 people on 4-wheelers are gonna. It's my worst fear.
Yep.
It really is. I'm like, oh, I'd love to go to the bayou and see things, but then I'm like,
no.
I'm afraid I'm gonna make a wrong turn, get lost, and die in the woods, or a snake will bite me. I don't know. We don't got that shit up here. What's the worst thing we have? A brown recluse, and the only person I've ever known to run into one is Joey.
I wouldn't even know what that is. So
no, it's a spider. And the only reason I know what it is because Joey's been bit by like 7 and has to go to the hospital every year. And I'm like, you're the only person this happens to. Oh my God. Thank you, Vicky. I want to try and watch it live, but I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Kayla gets on my goddamn nerves too. From the jump. I'm like, how can you, when you don't, like I said, I know, I think that Kayla's the one, not every woman is supposed to be a mom. I'll just say it. You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
They're not.
That's 100% true.
I know it because I've witnessed it from people where I'm like,
No, I've seen it too. And I think I might be one of those people that I'm not supposed to have one. And that's why I do not have children.
You're a monster.
No.
It's like Jaws. You can
but there's an instinct.
But you can tell when like a mom has like shark eyes. And it's like, I'm not saying they don't care about their kid. I'm not saying they don't love them, but it's like they make everything about themselves.
They come first. And that's not what can happen anymore when you have a child.
Right.
Yeah, it's about them, not
you. You guys just saw me get up and run, and it's because I had one little scare the other night and had an issue out front. And I'm like, there's a noise. My nephew's here. Please don't happen on live stream. I'm gonna go nuts. But but I was overreacting. But no. What were we talking about with the kids? Sorry. I
don't remember now.
Story of my life. No, I thought. What the shit is going on outside?
I don't know, man.
Is it windy as fuck out or something?
I don't think so.
Oh no, whatever.
My windows aren't open.
What are other things you wanted to know? Seattle suburb. It's okay, Nicole. We are with you.
Because I was by myself.
Hi, Brian. Wait, what did you say?
I didn't know what to talk about.
Oh,
I'm about to actually dip out.
I don't know if
you're ending it or you want to stay on it.
Stay off the grass. I'm telling you, if you're into the Dark Tower.
Yeah, I got work things to do.
Oh shit, Nicole's got to go to work. Okay, I'm Abby with MotorCityNerds. We'll be back. When are you done?
Like
text me.
5-ish.
Yeah,
5-ish.
Fuck the meeting. Mute your meeting. We have comments and things to do. Thank you guys for stopping by. This is awesome. I've never done a live.
We didn't think anyone would even
Nicole,
tune in. We just did this for fun.
Thank you for doing this.
We're for sure going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you want to go right after the show? Do you want to come over and watch it? Never mind. We'll make plans not with people.
Yeah, not with you guys on here. So
listening to us ramble again.
Be back.
So if you guys want to know what it's like listening to me before I edit it, this is it. And Nicole has to tolerate it.
We will be back.
We'll be back. We're 2 girls, 1 episode of True Detective.
1 episode of True Detective.
I don't know. I think it's funny.
Until next time.